Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to give you a step-by-step method that I learned from Chris Fix on how to clean your headlight from these yellow and dingy, dirty looking lights over to clear and hopefully much better to look down the road with on my 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. I'm going to go step by step in a very condensed method to show you how I got from this to this in, I say maybe about 10 minutes or so, using a bunch of easy things you can get from your local auto zone, and I'll show you how it goes. Step 1, take some soapy water, just cover your headlight with it, so that way you take a block of sanding paper. He went with 5,000 grit, so that's what I did, and I found it on Amazon. And you basically just go up, down, try and get as much of the headlight as you can, and since it's a very hot day, about 90 degrees, I'm going to have to re-wet this fairly frequently. You're going to try to get basically as much of the yellowing off as you can. And you want to keep it wet so that way the sandpaper doesn't drag. So you want a nice, easy surface to go along with. I'm going to just show you for right now the difference it'll make. As you can see right here, it did not take off all the yellowing yet, and there's still some haziness. That'll come off with some buffing compound later on. But I did this for about 10 or 12 minutes on the other side, and as you can see, it's already starting to get away the yellowing. And this is a result after about 7 minutes, 8 minutes of sanding. It got off most of the yellowing, but you don't have to worry about trying to get all of it off. Most of it is just UV oxidation. All you want to worry about is trying to get off as much as you can. You will get to a point where it's only going to do so much. It will have this uniform looking haze on it, so after that you're going to move on to the next step, which will be compounding this. What I'm using is some Turtle Wax Clean Coat Rubbing Compound. You can get it at O'Reilly's, Ace, well not Ace, but like O'Reilly's, AutoZone, any type of auto store you have. And you'll follow that up with a polish. You don't have to use these specific brands, they're just what I already had, so that's what I'm going to use. At the end, you're going to use the type of ceramic coating. I use this because I saw him use it on the plastics, like your door handles and trim and stuff like that. And this was far more hazy. I still need to clean this up and I'm doing another coat on it, but it definitely brought back the darkened color on all my handles. So I'm going to start with some compound on the light, and then we'll move on to some polishing. I did it about 3 times on the other light just because it's very hot out and it was drying up and absorbing it very quickly. You can do it as many times as you feel is necessary, but I'd say at least 2 to 3, just so you make sure you can get it all in there and can bring out as much of the scuffing as much as possible. This is the result after about compounding it twice. I'm probably going to go for a third just to make sure I can get as much of it out as possible. But you can already see, by comparison, it looks far closer to the light on my right than it did when I started about 10 minutes ago. You can see a little bit of elbow grease with a bunch of normal things you can find at your local AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or any other local, car store, and get some good results. And this is the result at the end of the compounding. When I take some polish, go all around the lens in a circular motion, try and evenly polish the lens. I am recording this on my phone, so if it's shaky and kind of all over the place, I'm sorry, but I figured I'd give at least anybody a way to possibly restore their headlights for not too much. The ceramic coating can be expensive, but if you hold an old SUV like this, having that ceramic coating may come in handy to help restore some trim pieces and stuff like that and bring back out the original color. So in the end, I'd say it's worth it. And you can always charge other people to do the same thing you're doing now and make your money back on doing a ceramic coating. So there's that. As you can see already, was just one polish. I might do 2 or 3. That's what I did last time too, because I was absorbing it really fast. And it's much more clearer, more crystal, and it won't be perfect. It's gonna be really hard to get to, you know, original OEM quality, but compared to spending, these were anywhere from $50 to about $80, $90, $100 even on Quadratech for a good light, or you want to go to some aftermarket lights, headlight unit designs. You know, this at least can save you some money for the time being, and allow you to make it look better and be able to see better, because honestly I cannot see much with the way these headlights are. Polishing for the 3rd time, it's very crystal clear, almost OEM. I mean, there's only so much you can do, but I think this is about as close as you can get hand polishing. If not, I mean, you could always try to take, you have some type of drill and some attachments, some polishing pads, but if you're gonna have like trim, headlights, little metalwork you're worried about, you might want to tape that off. I didn't, because I wasn't too worried about it. I had lined some towels on the other side along the side of the grill to kind of like go in the crevice just to kind of protect the grill, but wasn't too much worried about it on this side. But these are the kind of results you can get so far. So I'm going to take some isopropyl alcohol onto a microfiber towel, wipe it down, make sure there's no more residue, and then I'm going to hit it with some of that polish, or some of the ceramic coating. For the final step, you're going to take some ceramic coating, you're going to dab it into your applicator block. You don't have to use too much, it'll absorb it pretty well. And just work it in. Try to hit all the corners, everywhere, and make sure you got even coverage. This will be what protects it ultimately from UV coating. Everything else you do cleans it up, but after a couple months, the UV light will destroy all of it, unless you have any type of coating or something to fully protect it for the long run. These little knobs on the headlight really kind of suck. I'm trying to get around all these little corners. Alright, as you can see, it's the finished result. It's about as close to OEM new as you can kind of get by hand, I would say. Now I'm going to give it about an hour, let it dry, fully cure enough, and I'm going to do a second coating just to ensure it should last a few years or so with the ceramic coating, but I would say if it saves you a bit of money and stuff you can already have on hand, it'll definitely help. So what you want to make sure is you have a bottle. You can get any type of bottle, some water, some soap. I just use some laundry soap since it's not too aggressive, nothing like Dawn. Sanding block I got from my local hardware store. Some 5,000 grit sandpaper I ordered online on Amazon because I couldn't find it at some of my local hardware stores. Some applicator pads are good, but you can just use microfiber towels too. You want also have some microfiber towels to wipe away stuff. Some isopropyl alcohol. Some rubbing compound, doesn't matter the brand, you have a specific brand you're a fan of, doesn't matter to me. Some polish. And ceramic coating. This ceramic coating was not very cheap. I think I got it for around $60 or so. There might have been some type of coupon code or just a link on Chris Fick's video. This was the Chevy Blazer he was restoring. You can find other ceramic coatings that you think are worth it for your money. To be honest, it's preference and longevity possibly, but any protection is better than no protection. But yeah, this is my 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm slowly working on cleaning up and restoring. I've owned it for about 6 years, and it's mostly been just maintenance to keep it on the road. Previous owner painted the body cladding black, and it wore away, so I've been working on trying to scrub it off and decide whether or not I can get to a point where either I want to try to ceramic coat it if I can get enough of the black paint off, or to either repaint it, seal it better, or to try and bed line it. This was an attempt I made in the winter just to see how it would hold up, and so I kind of chipping away, but I didn't apply it very well in the best of conditions. I just wanted to see what it would do. But overall, it's pretty clean for a 1998 Grand Cherokee. I recently cleaned the carpets and the seats, the water extractor. Got most of the stains out. I still gotta do a bunch of little odds and ends here to get it in better shape, but she runs 191,000 on the clock. Only once has it ever kind of left me stranded, but I've always been able to get it going and get back home. It's been a good Jeep. It definitely needs some new speakers and a better sound system, but overall, I'm still fairly happy with the vehicle. It's 23 years old now. I mean, what else more can I really ask of a vehicle that's already this old? I want to redo the headliner. I'm going to replace the header panel on the front. Going to work on some of the windows and the locks that kind of stick. So there may be more videos if people would like to see them. I can try and do my best and get a stand and get a little bit more professional at this, but this is just first attempt of really trying to do a video for YouTube and see how it goes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and ask. This is 314 Jeeps and Mopars with my 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4-liter, the 242 transfer case.